Okay, so this morning, you wake up and we find out that Netanyahu has stopped the legislation to pretty much control the judicial branch of their government. There is assumptions via some of the parliament members that he was doing this, or I shouldn't say doing this, he was stalling in hopes of a counter coup against the protesters. I'm not quite sure what counter would sit there and go against as many people as I saw on the streets via video. Maybe it was a false flag. Who knows? Totally speculation. But I thought, you know what? We should see something in one of the latest interviews, which is him with Piers Morgan that was released a few hours ago. We should see some fear. We should see something that'll give us a clue into the mindset of what changed his mind. And that's all we're looking for.
Prime Minister, thank you very much indeed for agreeing to see me here in London.
Good to see you. It's been 10 years?
It has been 10 years since I came to Jerusalem, yeah.
A lot of things have happened.
A lot has changed. A lot has changed, not least where I'm working.
Well, I'm still working in the same place.
Exactly. Prime Minister, you've been elected 6 times. You're the longest serving Prime Minister in Israel's history, 15 years. Israel is 75 in a few weeks' time. And it ought to be a time of celebration both for you, for this extraordinary personal achievement, and for your country. But instead, Israel is in turmoil at the moment, facing what some fear could turn out to be civil war.
Oh, God.
Fears of a potential third intifada. Is this your biggest challenge right now?
It's a very big challenge, but I think that the prospects for Israel are great. I think there is a lot of concern about the democratic judicial reform that we want to move ahead with. But people think that it's going to result in a fissure that I don't think will last, because people will see at the end that Israel was a democracy, is a democracy, and will be even a stronger democracy after this democratic reform. So I think you're right. There's a lot of tension right now, and I wish it wasn't so. But I'm quite confident that we'll get over this.
I was watching him for a little bit. I was hoping to see something. Obviously, the judicial reform as of this morning was stopped. And watching him speak, we have a lot of the shoulders rolled forward, the head in a downward position. Piers Morgan isn't extremely tall nor short, so it should just be an equal eye-to-eye contact. So to be rolled up like that more or less says submission, defeat possibly.
It's difficulty because, you have to reform things that get ossified.
And then when he comes up, it's difficult. And then he goes up like he's going to go all the way up, which is why I'm leaning more towards defeat. And he can't even bring his head all the way up to own it. He's still down.
You went to see Rishi Sunak, British Prime Minister, yesterday. And in their readout of your meeting, it spoke about the desire to save Israeli democracy. Curiously, in yours, I'll read the exact wording, it said the importance of upholding the democratic values that underpin our relationship, including in the proposed judicial reforms in Israel. But in the statement from your office, didn't mention that. Why?
Well, because we spoke for about an hour, and the Prime Minister indeed raised that issue. Prime Minister Rishi, it was there's a debate in my team whether it was 45 seconds or 47 seconds out of the hour. So yes, he did raise it. You're quite right. I don't deny it. But I think it's become a perfunctory thing. You sort of have to say it because people are pressing. There are BDS people that are pressing it. It's become a political hot potato in Israel. So the opponents have their supporters here, and they're pressing on the various governments. I understand that. And look, people don't necessarily get into the details of it, but I do.
But the American president has also said the same thing, Joe Biden.
Yes.
He's also said that to you.
Yeah, sure. I spoke to him the other day on the phone. But
and what did he say to you?
Well, first of all, we spoke about Iran, as you can
imagine. Of course, and I'll come to that.
And a lot. But he raised that, and I assured him what I assured you, that Israel is and will remain a democracy.
It's a worrying time for Israel with America, because for the first time in polling history, a majority of Democrats in America now have more sympathy for Palestinians than they do for Israelis. There's been an 11-point swing in the last year alone. That must concern you. And what also must concern you, more people aged 18 to 29 now view more sympathy with Palestinians than they do Israelis. What's your response to that?
Well, I think I've looked at other polls, but you can never deny that the alliance between Israel and America takes the majority of Americans to support Israel. And they do. They do consistently.
But that's got to concern you, hasn't it, that poll?
You know, you look at it and you say one thing. You know, America's changing, not vis-a-vis Israel. America's changing vis-a-vis America.
But one of the reasons
And
people...
you've often said that.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
But
America's changing vis-a-vis America, and therefore it changes vis-a-vis Israel. But I think the main bulk of the American public, by the way, across the political spectrum, a wide berth of the political spectrum, support Israel because they see Israel as
but not
representing
Democrat,
the values.
right, but not Democrat.
Across the political spectrum, a wide berth.
He can't really lift his head on that. Now, even the eyes want to go down. He cannot bring it up to sit there and say, we support them. When you speak those words that somebody supports you that's got big kahunas or is the biggest bully at that moment, you tend to give really strong eye contact and body on particular words, the ones with strength. Support would be strength. You would expect to see, you know, the shoulders up and back, eyes looking ahead, support us. But we don't see that. We see Squirrely Man, who's in defeat. Well, my judgment is, looking at body language, this is actually the first government official from a country that looks defeated, at least on the side of the quote-unquote West. I guess another little tidbit to add into here is that apparently the State Department of the U.S. is involved in the color revolution in Israel as we speak.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
If you'd like to learn more about analysing body language, there is a video course available on Mandy's website for Gold subscribers.